if another pandemic came along, which it probably will, from everything I understand about origins of these viruses. I mean, do you think that we will be any better prepared? Do we actually learn anything about what we should do and not do? Because I think when I talk to people in the US, they tend to think that the measures that we took were effective and did something to kind of prevent deaths. And I at this point, I'm not clear about that at all. I think it's questionable.
I think you're totally right that it's very questionable that they had any effect, and I think everyone will understand that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we have to dial down the conflict a little bit, and then there will be like a new wave of journalists, because there are many journalists who haven't touched the subject, and those are the people that have to write like the American book about this, and like and go through what really happened. And I think my book is like a start that it's kind of weird how Sweden was portrayed as this reckless nation, and there are like all these stories about how many people that actually died in Sweden. And now after 2 years, we actually have fewer deaths, and that's a very good control group, I think, if you want to start digging deeper into what actually happened here.
Yeah.
And I think this is a tale about a group thing more than like anything I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One thing that you highlighted in the book and that I've definitely noticed is that, and a reason that I haven't really, I mean, I could have done a bunch of podcast episodes on COVID and I just kind of avoided it, was it just became so politicized in the United States about, what you should do or not do. And it really became conservatives against liberals in terms of,
Yeah.
interventions and things like that. So
But
I,
I think
my concern is just that if there was another pandemic, it would end up, we'd just be back on the lines of, the political divide in terms of, oh, do this, don't do that. So I just hope that, maybe we can learn something from Sweden in terms of how to take a more rational scientific approach to it. But I don't know about, I think Sweden maybe is better that way than the US. I think the US is a little bit, it's just, I don't know. It's just more polarized, I think. I don't know. I don't know Sweden's political system very well, or parties or anything like that. But
I mean, I'm pretty hopeful about the U.S. It always turns out pretty well in the end, I think. And I think here it's going to be the same thing, that, like, when you think about other really politicized issues, like say like the Iraq War, at least here in Sweden, I think in the US too, like people can admit that they were wrong about this and wrong about that, and we've had other things in Sweden, like whether or not to join the euro, and people have been pretty open about that. Yeah, I was wrong about that, even though it was very very harsh at the time. And I think that will happen too with COVID, that people will just be a little bit more chill about reading the data and admitting that they were wrong.